Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. This week's episode is going to be episode 36 for you guys this week. It's going to be a solo episode with your host only this week. This is going to be coming on all of our content, all of our platforms. It's going to be, of course, on Apple Podcasts. It's going to be on our Instagram page, our Facebook page, and our YouTube page. So all the content is going to be shared in all three parts of each. For this episode, is going to be shared on all four platforms. So, I'm excited for this episode. It's going to be a really good episode. So, we're going to kick things off today talking about the Super Bowl. As an NFL fan, man, I'm going to be in my feelings after this big-time game. We're at the finish line of an incredible season, a longer season than usual. It's been one heck of a ride watching as an NFL fan this year. All the great games, all the great playoff games, but we're here at the big dance, the grand finale, and I'm going to give my Super Bowl prediction for this weekend's game. So, we had the reigning AFC champions in the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the reigning NFC champions and the Los Angeles Rams. I will share my thoughts on who will win this year's Super Bowl and the winner who will be declared as the Super Bowl champion of this year's Super Bowl in Super Bowl 56. So, this is a 50-50 game. I kind of took a couple days going back and watching both teams play this season. Looked at the footage of both teams on the offensive side and the defensive side and what strengths and weaknesses both teams have. So it's a 50-50 game. I can see it going either way. I won't be surprised if the Bengals win. I won't be surprised if the Rams win. But my pick, and also I wouldn't be surprised if there is a blowout. Yes, I could see a blowout happening. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But I have the Rams winning this game. Yes, I have the Los Angeles Rams winning this game. I'm going to show all the reasons why I have the Rams winning this game. Number one, they have home field advantage. Last year, we've seen the Tampa Bay Buccaneers become the first team in NFL history to host a Super Bowl and have home field advantage in the Super Bowl. What did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do last year? They won the game and won it in dominating fashion against a high-profile offensive team and the Kansas City Chiefs. They dominated them on the defensive side. They never looked back. Tom Brady looked good as can be in that Super Bowl last year and won it in front of his home crowd, in front of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans last year. So I can see the Los Angeles Rams following their footsteps and becoming the second team in NFL history to win Super Bowl in front of their home crowd and having home field advantage. Now, a second reason why I have the Rams winning this game. The Rams defensive line is going to feast on the Bengals offensive line. Yes, we have seen the Bengals offensive line isn't as strong as other offensive lines in the league, and at times they can hold their own against good defensive lines. They held their own in that comeback 2 weeks ago that we seen in the AFC Championship game when the Bengals were able to defeat the Chiefs. But this defensive line is a different breed, a different animal, and I'm thinking back in that divisional round game when the Bengals faced off against the Tennessee Titans. And the Tennessee Titans defensive line just had a feast, had their way on the Bengals offensive line. Obviously, they did not win the game, but 9 sacks that the Bengals offensive line allowed. Somehow, some way, Joe Burrow pulled out that win and helped the Bengals advance to the AFC Championship game weeks ago. But in my opinion, the Titans would have won that game if they had better play at the quarterback position. Obviously, we've seen Ryan Tannehill throw 3 interceptions that basically cost the Titans a win in that game. But 9 sacks, imagine what this defensive line for the Rams can do. When you have Floyd, Von Miller, Donald coming at Joe Burrow, it's going to be a different breed of defensive front that Joe Burrow and the offensive line is going to see in this Super Bowl. Another reason why I have the Rams winning this game. We're going to see a crucial one-on-one matchup on both sides. Well, I'll get to that in the next part. But we are going to see Jalen Ramsey go one-on-one against Jamar Chase. Now, Jamar Chase is putting up a rookie season that we have not seen at the wide receiver position. I can't think of another NFL rookie at the wide receiver position that has had the season that Jamar Chase has had. He's a true talent. He's going to be a top 5 receiver for years and years and years to come. 1,400 yards that he's had. I believe over 1,400 yards that he's had this year. Definitely in the postseason and in the regular season. And then we have the best corner in the game, Jalen Ramsey. He's hungry for a Super Bowl. So when you have these two matching up, I think Jalen Ramsey is going to win the war. There's going to be battles that Ramsey is going to lose during the game. There's going to be battles that Chase loses throughout the game. But I have Jalen Ramsey winning the ultimate battle between the two in this game. I feel like if you take Jamar Chase out, it could dictate what the Bengals offense ultimately does. They still have T. Higgins. They still have Tyler Boyd. But we're going to see. If they can take Jamar Chase out of the game plan and isolate him to 50, 60 yards receiving, I definitely like the Rams' chances, especially on the defensive side. Another reason, I trust the connection of Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp more than I trust the connection of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Yes, I understand that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have had this chemistry since their LSU days in college. Yes, but this is a different game, and they went against some high-level guys in college, but you're going up against Jalen Ramsey, like I just said, Jamar Chase is. And Joe Burrow's going to have to deal with that defensive line, hounding him and harassing him the whole entire game. Meanwhile, I trust the connection of Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. They're having one of the best quarterback-wide receiver duo seasons in NFL history, especially Cooper Kupp. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins MVP tonight. This man is having one of, if not one of the best receiving seasons in NFL history. He's putting up Calvin Johnson numbers. He's putting up receptions, fell a few shy from Michael Thomas's record and catches per season. He's having I can't even name off the top of my head how many receiving yards he's had in the regular season, how many receiving yards he's had in the postseason. Cooper Kupp's performance this year in the NFL will go down one of, if not the best wide receiver performances or seasons that we've seen in NFL history. So I like that duo, and I definitely, I know my co-hosts are definitely going to want to see this matchup. Cooper Kupp versus Eli Apple. I'm sorry. All the talking that Eli Apple has done on social media platforms throughout the last month or so, acting like he's a top 5 corner, he's definitely going to be exposed a few times by Cooper Kupp. But we'll see what happens. But I definitely like the matchup more in favor of Cooper Kupp versus Eli Apple than I prefer in Jamar Chase versus Jalen Ramsey. Now, another reason why I said the Rams are going to win this game, it's going to come down to the guy that they picked up for free. No draft picks that they had to give up. And it's the man, Odell Beckham Jr. He deserves to be in this game. I'm so proud of him that he's gotten his act together. And he's looking like a one true star out there, like we've seen in the past with his time with the New York Giants in his earlier days in his NFL career. And he's definitely going to get a big-time contract this offseason in free agency. We'll see if he stays with the Rams or receives he goes elsewhere. But I remember when the Rams picked him up, I said months ago, on an episode where we broke down and said, Odell Beckham is going to either break the Los Angeles Rams or he's going to make the Los Angeles Rams. Earlier, the first couple games when he joined the Rams, we see Matthew Stafford force the ball down the field towards him, and it cost Matthew Stafford some interceptions. And I was on the side of, this might break. But then, as the season went on and on, we've seen Odell progress more in this offense. I like the way how he's playing. He's playing the way how wide receivers should play. You get the ball when you're open, and you help your team as best as you can, and he's becoming a leader, and I'm proud of Odell Beckham for that. So that is another reason why I said the Rams are going to win this game. And the final deciding factor and why the Rams will win this game is going to come down to coaching staff. It's going to come down to Zach Taylor versus Sean McVay. What coach wants it more? And I got to go with Sean McVay. He's been to the dance before. Years ago, when you guys remember when they played the New England Patriots, when they played that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick team. The Rams, I thought they could have pulled that off years ago against the Patriots, but they got handed a beatdown. And Sean McVay still remembers that game deeply. He got schooled by the best coach that has ever coached the game of football in Bill Belichick. I feel like he's going to learn from his game planning, learn from his offensive strategies in that game that he tried to use against New England years ago, and it's going to be a key ingredient of his mistakes that he did years ago in that Super Bowl game. He's not going to make the same mistakes again on the offensive side. So I like the Rams winning this game. I'm not going to be surprised if the Bengals do pull this off. To me, it would be upset if the Bengals do pull this off because I just broke down the home field advantage and all the reasons why the Rams will win the Super Bowl. But I like the Rams' chances more. And that's who I'm declaring as this year's Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams.